Hello, my beautiful friends. We are back, and we have survived eclipse season, and it is now Virgo season. Shout out to the Mechanism, who is one of my favorite astrologers. She writes for a lot of outlets like Bustle, and she has all her own services. She made this t-shirt. Anyways, I just wanted to touch base with you guys really quick and remind you that aside from these lovely free readings that I offer here, I have a ton of different stuff on my website that can continue to support you. If a personal reading isn't quite right for you, though, obviously I have those. I just streamline those services, make them a little bit more simple. You can find all that in the description box. I also have, of course, Siren Gang, which is kind of like being a part of a Patreon. You support me every month, and in return, I give you mid-month readings that include spiritual path, career, and love. And the way that I do the love readings, which are also available for individual purchase, is middle of the month of whatever current month it is, like let's say August, to the middle of September. So the only way that I offer love readings is either if you join Siren Gang for $10 a month, where you get all 12 signs, plus some energy updates written in a Vogue, plus $5 off anytime you book a service with me. Or you can buy middle of the month readings, again, cover love for a full month, and the 15th to the 31st or whatever on career and spiritual stuff on that month, and those are sold individually on my website for $777. And if you're called to donate to my channel, the link is below. I really appreciate that. This is my main gig, you know what I mean? I am in service for a living, and I love what I do, and any support that you feel you want to show monetarily, I would be open to that. It is my birthday on the 27th, so I'm turning 28. Show your girl a little love. Also, like I said, everything is updated in my shop. I did upload some crystals. All the sets except for one are sold out, and I think I have 2 individual stones still for sale. If you guys want to see more stuff like that from me, where I handpick stones and I charge them, you know, at a big lunar event, and I sell them to you, you know, comment below or send me an email. I also have the Siren, well, it used to be called Siren Support. Now it's just called Email Support. That's available in my shop. That's when you get access to me all month via email to talk about whatever spiritual issues you're going through. It's a little bit different than a reading, but it's more hands-on and supportive and direct to your issue. That's only $26. That's way cheaper than a reading. Also, I have custom ritual kits that can either be given to you singularly or in conjunction with a reading. That's in the shop as well. All the info that you need is in the description box below. And as always, I love y'all. You give me so much life. I love reading your comments. And I appreciate anyone that likes, shares, and subscribes to my videos. It really, really helps me out, okay? And now we're into your reading. Mwah. Alright, Sagittarius. 3 of Cups and the Magician is saying that whatever changes you're looking to see in your social circle, especially regarding whether or not you really feel like your social life represents the person that you are, right? You may be feeling like, you know, my friends are on a different path than me. You know, they're not really in the same place as me. And that's not to say that you can't deviate from them. But I feel like you have to remember that you, no matter what your social circle is, you will stand alone. This is not high school, you know, where it's a whole thing of like, you know, the group of people that we're with represent us. To an extent, that's true. But you can pick and choose what time you want to be a part of that and what time you don't. And there's also a thing where you choose your friends. Your friends don't choose you. And I also feel like there's things that are going on in your life right now where you really need to learn how to be your own cheerleader. Yes, it's nice when people cheer us on and when people, you know, celebrate us. But if we aren't willing to celebrate us, like, you know, you need to go out there and celebrate regardless. Don't wait for your friends to do it. You know, be the initiator. And I know that you're also good at that. But it just seems like you're going to have to be the one to spark the scene this month. With the 10 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles, it's because, and I think the reason you have to spark the scene, whether it be with old friends, new friends, whatever, is because, you know, I think either money has been kind of funny for you and you're just trying to get over that, or learning ways to have fun without spending so much money, or you've just been feeling like your friends or the people that you spend time with don't really have a lot to offer you. And it's a lot of dead-end conversations. I feel like that's what that is, dead-end conversations that don't really feed into your spirit, that don't bring you new ideas, and you're wanting to do more with your time. You want to be around people that make you think bigger, live broader, okay? So if you're in scenarios with coworkers, with friends, family, whatever, that kind of just leaves you feeling like blasé, right, and uninspired, really consider how you can alter that without completely like dumping everybody that you associate with and creating again anew. Okay, Sagittarius. You know, I really feel like this month for you is going from small wins to bigger wins, and that transition being a little difficult for you, not because the literal work that has to be done is difficult or the execution or the effort required of you is difficult. It's just like when more is being asked of us, right? On a financial level, on a maturity level, on a life level, whatever the case may be. It just can be like, damn, I don't feel like having any more responsibilities. You know what I mean? And it can be like, why isn't anything really easy though? Why does anything have to be hard? And your overall energy this month is the Knight of Cups. So this can be something that really requires you to be emotionally honest and vulnerable in a way that you really never have before, or it's been a long time since you have. This could also be about passion projects, creative projects, or just overall like the spectrum of your dating life. Or this can be about just doing more of what you love and not really having done that before. Because the Knight of Cups is an invitation. I feel like we need a little sage. P.S. Buy your sage as loose leaves. You know what I mean? I've lit this like 6 times and it's still this big. And I bought a whole bag of leaves. Like bundles are dead, okay? That's just a PSA. So the Knight of Cups is an invitation, right? An invitation to heart-centered living. An invitation to living in a more peaceful state, an invitation to prioritizing your emotions in a way that you previously have not before, okay? And that can be scary, right? Because that requires a certain level of, again, responsibility and taking accountability for the life that you live. See, look at this thing. Lit the hell up. All right. I'm done being distracting now. That just needed to be done. I don't light sage too often, but when I feel the call, it's time. Okay. So Sagittarius, you know, when you're being asked to live in a more embodied, emotionally conscientious manner, it can be like, can feel like it. You know what I mean? So what Spirit is asking you to release is the Page of Pentacles. On the Page of Pentacles, we have the rune Constraint. And we have Six of Wands with the rune Victory. So this is what I mean, because, you know, the Victory card with the Victory rune is saying, yes, you've been successful. You've been successful in your endeavors, potentially with, you just graduated school, or you just got a new certification, or you just stepped up a level at work. Maybe you got a raise. Maybe you got a title promotion. Okay? But there's something here about how advancing your learning or advancing your skills, it's almost like you knew what that advancement could offer you, but you thought it was going to be bigger. And now it's feeling like a burden, maybe because you got this new certification or whatever. And now, you know, let's say you had to pay out for it, but it's going to take you 6 months to a year to secure a position that actually starts paying you more for your skills. It could be something like where you got more training, or you got a better title at work, but you're not seeing the compensation for it. I feel like it's something along those lines. Because the Page of Pentacles with Constraint is saying that I feel opportunities are limited despite how successful you've been. And I feel that you're having a hard time really, quote, seeing the vision and seizing opportunities that are going to be more, that are going to see more exponential growth, okay? So based on what comes next, I'll comment on that, but it's going to be important this month to not allow what's not happening really eat you up. You know, it's going to be easy to get defeated this month, I feel. So you're going to have to work this month on not allowing this immediate now to deter you from a grander plan, okay? Because the door that's not open that was once closed, we have the Six of Swords with the Nine of Pentacles. And on the Six of Swords, we have disruption. So if you planned on becoming self-employed, or if you plan on, again, gaining more wealth off of your new skills, or getting putting yourself in a position to be more independent financially, or just being able to spend on yourself, maybe moving away from your family, maybe not because you were living with them, but just living around them. You wanted to kind of branch out and do your own thing. And you wanted to have a time in your life. Maybe this could be a vacation too, trying to take a vacation for yourself. But there's something that's throwing a wrench in your gears, okay? Because the Six of Swords with disruption is saying there's something that's stopping you from moving, whether this be moving on mentally, right, from a love situation, or from whatever has kept you single, or whatever you have chosen to stay single for, whatever that reasoning may be. Or this could be like you were going to move for a better job opportunity and something prevents you from doing that. Maybe it has to get on hold for 6 months, or maybe you've been waiting 6 months to hear about it, 6 weeks to hear about it. But there's something where, like, the quote struggle is not quite over. I know nobody wants to hear that, but I feel that what you're getting pushed towards is softening and being more into your more malleable state, right? Because you are a mutable sign, but you're mutable fire. So it's like you can channel where your passion goes, but with the Knight of Cups being the overall energy with water, it's learning how to not rechannel your fire, but to know when to diet down a little bit with some emotional consideration. Because you don't want to be hot and bothered, if you will, all the time, right? That's going to burn you out. So I feel like this is also about picking and choosing your battles, and deciding what is and is not willing to, like, worthy of disturbing your peace, okay? Because the Six of Swords is saying that you know that it can't rain forever. You know that it can't be a monsoon forever. You know that it can't be hard times forever. Emotional droughts, financial droughts, just feeling less than your best self. It can't last forever. So don't let it disrupt your flow. And also, if you're waiting for other people or a company or opportunity to be the reason that you move or whatever, don't let that kill your spirit. Don't let that kill your entrepreneurialness, your independent fire, and don't take that as a sign that you're, like, not meant to do it. It's just a different path, because the Knight of Cups moves just a little bit faster than the Nine of Pentacles, so not very fast, and it takes its feelings into consideration at every step. So if you're being asked to slow down, Sagittarius, it's because Spirit is calling you to pay more attention to how you feel. You cannot fly through this. You have to know how you feel at every step of the way, okay? Your current energy as it relates to all of this, in your head, we have the Queen of Swords. In your heart, we have the Six of Pentacles. In your foundation, we have the King of Cups. On the King of Cups, we have the rune Female. This is interesting. I haven't seen a reading. I haven't gotten a reading in a while where there was a lot of energy from other people. So if these are other people in your life, maybe someone that you consider like your logical person, like the person that you go to when things don't seem very clear. This can be the same person, right? This person could be seen. This could be a woman because you have the female rune here. The King of Cups can be a therapist or someone that is just a really, really good listener. So, I feel it's important to listen to the women in your life right now. Not because necessarily they have advice for you, but because there's something that they're going to tell you. There's some piece of wisdom that they're going to tell you that I feel like is going to tune you into where you need to be more receptive. Because the female rune also talks about female energy. Female energy is receptive. So be really receptive to, again, merging the head and the heart with the King of Cups here. Be more receptive to knowing when the mind has to take control and knowing when the heart needs to take control and where they converge, okay? Because this is actually perfect. Queen of Swords in your headspace is saying, okay, you have to be decisive and you have to be very, very, very clear about what you want. And if you're throwing your fire everywhere, if you're throwing your heat everywhere, it's going to be hard to decipher where the path is, right? But if you really channel your fire, you can clear a path, right? It's going to burn up a singular clear path, and you're not going to destroy everything else. You're just going to get to your focal point. The Queen of Swords is also saying you need to be really, really, really discerning about what is worth your time and what is worth your energy and what is worth your reaction, okay? What is worth your reaction? What is it that you really want? Sometimes we think we want things, but what we really want is just out of our current situation. So be mindful of whether or not you're projecting, oh, I want this or I want that down the road and I want this to come to me, when in reality you just want out of your current scenario. Okay, because with the Six of Pentacles in between in the head, in the heart space, it's asking you to be really considerate of both the logical side, right? And also how the logic has to be balanced with how you feel, right? And what your heart is telling you, okay? If you don't do anything in your life to bring emotional awareness to yourself, whether it's through a creative outlet, right? You could just write, and that doesn't mean you're doing anything with it on a financial level, but if you're not doing anything to get your emotions out, okay, whether that be talk to somebody, whether that be a therapist or a friend, or writing, or running, or hiking, or whatever, if you don't have anything that gives you time to process what is going on internally, I feel like that's eventually going to take a way larger toll on you than it needs to, okay? So Six of Pentacles is really asking you, are you feeling burnt out in any of your situations? Are you giving a fair consideration to how you feel? Is your work environment becoming really draining? Do you give your heart and your emotional body enough attention in the decisions that you make? Do you consider how relationships take an emotional toll on you before you get in them, no matter what kind they are? Okay? And how can you be more receptive, not only to other people, but to yourself? And how can you listen to your own needs before they get triggered and you experience them through another person? Because I feel like that's a lot of it too. I feel like you experience a lot of your emotions through the projection of other people or at other people. So you're having to learn how to pay attention to yourself without that reaction, okay? Or without being triggered. Spirit's advice for you is the Ace of Pentacles with the Three of Swords, and on the Three of Swords we have love. So I do feel like this is a little bit of a muse energy. I feel like this is turning your pain into gain, turning your hurt into cash, turning your heartache into art type of energy. I feel like you do have a lot of assistance right now from the universe saying, like, use whatever has, quote, broken you to fuel the next fire, whether that be to fuel the fire to be a better person than that person, the whoever had found you at, whatever's been disappointing you. Because I do think this is like somehow romantic or familially involved. Because sometimes, we don't realize we're still, doesn't matter if we're 40 years old or whatever, we're still looking for our parents or our guardians, like, approval for what we do. And we're still hurt that, like, no matter what we do, they don't, think that we're worth it, or they don't think that, we're successful enough or whatever. So it's like turning that pain into gain type of thing. Also, again, I feel that it's important to remember that every loss is a new opportunity to grow. 3 and 1 is 4, right? Every time we have to get over some type of really burdensome emotions, it's to gift us a new opportunity to make real change in our life. So whatever you're being called to process this month, Sagittarius, don't think it's in vain. Okay, I think that's important to say. Do not think it's in vain. Okay, it's because you're going to be able to you're either going to be able to write, to get out some of your anguish, or use it as fuel to find a new job, to create a new avenue, There's something here where literally the more you're willing to transmute and acknowledge the times you've been hurt, the more opportunity that will come your way. And it's not necessarily they're related, but because you've been dying for this even exchange, it's like the second you acknowledge the pain that's left in your heart, you're literally giving us a new opportunity, okay? The energy moving towards October, we have the Sun and the Ace of Wands. On the Ace of Wands, we have success. So again, the more you free yourself from the heavier energy, right, not by suppression, but through recognition, the more freedom you grant yourself to be happy and to really feel, I feel justified. Because there's something about this energy that feels a little bit heavy and almost vindictive, not because you're trying to hurt somebody, but because it's like, well, I'm going to enjoy my life, you know, in spite of that person. It's like you can only live like that for so long, you know what I mean? And eventually you have to live it for you. And I feel like you're giving yourself permission to do that. The Ace of Wands is a new beginning that has a lot more excitement behind it. And there's a sense of rejuvenation here as well, like feeling reborn and relighting a fire that refocuses you on being a free spirit and getting back to your natural state. And that's where your success lies, being the best Sagittarius you can be. Because I think there's been something that has just been holding you back, and you haven't quite been yourself. You know, this could also be like if you're older and you already have kids, and you have kids that are older. This could be that like your kids are finally leaving the house or like quote leaving the nest. And that's finally giving you room to be yourself as well, and just focus on you. Remember that the happiest moments, the most joyous moments in life are ones that grant us freedom. Okay, so anything that feels chained or reminds you of the past or keeps you living in the past is not where you want to be putting your energy this month, okay, Sagittarius? Don't think every no, oh my gosh. Don't think every no is a permanent no, okay? Because I feel like you may have heard a no at the beginning of September that's going to change to a yes. Maybe not from the same person or same company or whatever, but it's going to be for the same reason. I breathe deeply and fully. I take in the breath of life and I am nourished. I go within and connect with that part of myself that knows how to heal. Yes, this is about healing yourself. This is about acknowledging everything that goes on inside of you. Because if you don't acknowledge it, nobody else is. Okay? Love you, Sagittarius. Peace.